Yes, dear students, good morning. So the students who are in the online, am I audible? Please give me a confirmation for all of you. Okay. So now let us move to the continuous discussion. Let us go to the continuation part of the next previous class. Tell me, what is the definition of exception? Some points I already started in the last session. Started exception handling. I hope you remember that. Exceptions and the notes. And I almost gave a lot of points about the exceptions. Types of errors and exception handling importance. Right? Almost I gave this information. And I said 10 important points also in the class. So I hope you are remembering everything. So let us start discussing. What is the definition of exception? Runtime errors of a program are called exceptions. Why do you get exceptions? Why do you get exceptions? When we enter invalid input. Whenever we enter which input? Invalid input. We get what? Exceptions. Last class I prepared. Okay, by default exceptions gives what message? Technical error message. Who will understand those messages? Programmer. Who cannot understand? End user. So what we do then? What we do then now? Will you release the same project with the technical error message? We never. We release the project with what messages? User-friendly error messages, where you are converting technical error messages into user-friendly error message. To do this conversion, what concept is required? Exception handling is required. So what is the definition of exception handling? The process of converting technical error messages into user-friendly error messages are called what? Exceptions. And I told in the last session, types of errors and each error importance, logical errors and each error importance, runtime error, and points to be remembered in exception handling. And so many more points I discussed in the class. Now it is the time to see. Now it is the time to see to do further discussion in the class. Further discussion in the class. Now I will move to the today's session. I'm going to enter into types of exceptions in Python. I'm going to discuss types of exceptions in Python language. I want to go for it. So let us start with types of exceptions. Types of exceptions in Python. Now this is our topic now. Okay. So let us move to the types of exceptions in Python language. Very good. So as far as the Python programming is concerned, last class we seen one or two just a promo kind of explanation. Let us go to the program back. Program back. There is one small program also. I had an program in the last session. You just observe it. This is an example I just gave you. If you observe it carefully, line number 2, program execution started. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 0. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 0 are called what? Inputs. C is equal to A by B is called what? Calculation part. When this case, if you observe it very carefully, there is one small point is there. Program execution started, PVM is coming to line number 2. There is no issue at all. Line number 3, no issue, because issue in the sense input problem. And here also line number 4 also no problem in the inputs. When you come to line number 5, problem in calculation came. Problem in calculation came. What is that is substituting internally by the PVM? 10 by 0. Am I clear? 10 by 0, which is not able to be calculated by the PVM. Which is not able to be calculated by the PVM. So it is just considered as what? Invalid input. Which input it is? Invalid input. So every invalid input, in this calculation, it felt that invalid input. In English, this type of invalid input is called what? Division by 0. Division by 0. In English, we call this problem as division by 0. It's a very important, guys, today's class. Carefully follow me. Division by 0. So division by 0 means denominator is value is 0. Come on, students. When the division by 0 is taking place, what will happen? Division by 0 is taking place. What will happen? By default, exception is occurring or not? Exception is occurring. Exception is occurring. When exception occurs, what is created? Object is created. I already told you yesterday, guys, if you don't read, I can't do anything else. I am going to move forward. When an exception is occurring, automatically what is supposed to create? Object. Every object require what? Class is required. That is not a normal class. Exception class is required. Appropriate exception class is required. That exception class today is zero division error. What is the class name? Zero division error. Z capital, D capital, each word first letter is capital. That is the notation of the classes in Python. It is called Hungarian notation, we can call. Very, very important. Come on, what is the problem name? What is this input first of all? Invalid input. What is the problem name? Division by 0. When division by 0 is occurring, PVM cannot do the calculation. Immediately it is called as invalid input. Every invalid input is called exception. When exception occurs, what will create? Object will create. When an object is created, what is required? Class is required. Which class? Exception class. There are two things. Normal classes will provide a smooth execution, successful execution. Invalid inputs gives exception classes. Exception classes will give abnormal termination. Did you understand? Abnormal termination provided by exception classes. Smooth execution provided by what? Normal classes. Did you understand? So exception class will give you what? Abnormal termination. What is the class name for this problem? Zero division error. Spell out, ma. Zero division error. It is a name of the class. It is a one of the exception class name. It is one of the exception class name. Treated as what? Zero division error is an exception class name. Tell me, for division by 0 problem, what is an exception class object is created? Is this class you developed or already developed? Already developed. It is known as which exception? Predefined exception. Kavya, not 0 space division space error, ma. It is called like this, I need to say. Z capital, D capital, E capital. I said capital letters. No spaces to be given among these words. Okay, ma, Kavya, please take care. These exceptions are called what, ma? Predefined exceptions. Come on, predefined exceptions. Is this exception you developed or already developed? Right. That's why it is known as which exception? Yeah. Let us execute this program once. Let us execute this program. Already I was executed and I shown you also. Let us go to the command prompt once. So I will go to E colon CD caviar Python. Say something like 9 a.m. CD exceptions here. CD exceptions here. I say here something like this. Py. I say ex1.py. ex1.py. So I got it. This is a technical error message. Execution started. In line number 5, some disturbance is taken place in the input. It is giving you 0 division error. 0 division error is nothing but what? Class name. And this is comes under technical error message. In order to generate the technical error message, abnormally terminate, to come out of the program execution abnormally, it has to create an object. That object is of which type here? 0 division error. Okay, students, let us go to one more example. Let us go to one more example. What is my example? You please watch it. Here I am taking ex2.py. Something like a is equal to 123. It is a string integer. Now I am converting into which type? Something like v is equal to int of a. Converting that int value into which type? Converting that a value into which type? Possible or not possible? So int function, when the line number 3 PVM is coming, int conversion function, PVM is, who is this? Venkatesh, N Venkatesh. Not possible you are saying. I hope you did not read the notes. Is it possible or not possible? Perfectly possible. Perfectly possible this is. Venkatesh, N. Venkatesh, I hope you are not reading the notes. Right, it is perfectly valid. Look at that. Value of V is equal to comma V. It is perfectly possible. I am converting that into what type? What type? Into type. It is perfectly possible. If you want, I will show you the typecasting also. In the typecasting, I said it is pakka valid. Go to this place. Go to this place. Py ex2.py value of E is converted. Now all of a sudden I am going 123 kVr. Is it possible to convert? That time PVM get a problem. So this time PVM get a problem, right? So this time 123 kVr is an alphanumerical value into function. When PVM comes to line number 2, no issue. When the PVM comes to line number 3, PVM is unable to execute this statement because you are passing invalid number format. Is it a number format or will invalid number format? It is an invalid number format. Invalid number format is nothing but input problem. Input problem is nothing but exception. Every exception need to give an object. Object require exception class. That exception class is type error or value error. Value error will come now. Which error will come? Value error. Is it a proper value or improper value? So it is not able to convert. Execute it. It is going to give you what? A value error. See that, my dear students. Come on, all of you. What is this? V capital, E capital, no space between that. What is that? Invalid literal for which function? It is a base 10 is required, but you are passing all of a sudden different value, unable to process. Is it an exception or not? What is an exception class here? Is it defined by you or already defined? Already defined. Already defined. You see example 1, you execute. Zero division error is the name of the class. You defined or already defined? Invalid values you are passing, which exception will come? Zero division problems are coming, which exception will come? Is these classes you developed or already developed? So they are known as which exceptions? Right. Good. One more point I am asking you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I am saying A comma, something I am writing. B I am saying. B is equal to something like 34. B is equal to 34. B is equal to 34. Nani, what is the base 10 means? If you are asking this question means I can't do anything else, ma. Nani, I am helpless for you. So what is the base 10? All the students answer it. Soundarya, very good. All the people answer it. Sir, what is base 10 means you are asking? It's really, I am feeling very much uncomfortable, Nani. Where I taught you already? 9 a.m. Where is that I said? Where I said these points? In the beginning days, data types part. Data types, of course, that time we are in the online. Data types part, if you say, into data type, number systems, base 10 digits, base 8 digits, base 16 digits. Explained or not? Explain. So if you don't read the notes, this type of problems will come. Take care by yourself, Nani. Take care, ma. Please don't get the type of doubts. Right. Come on. Manikanta. Very good. That is number system, decimal number system. Range from 0 to 10. Good, Manikanta. You are retrieving the data. Now say int of A comma B. Int function will take how many values? 1. One argument it will take. But you are passing how many? Is it a valid type or invalid type? Invalid type. Please execute this. Now you see example 2.py. See that which error is coming? Type error. That means invalid type of arguments you are passing. How many int function will take? Only one value it can convert. But you are asking to convert wrong number of arguments you are passing. Wrong value you are passing. Wrong value you are passing. Which type of error? Value error. Invalid number of values you are passing. Invalid number or invalid type? Invalid type of value? Value error. Invalid number? Simple, ma. In the bike, only 2 members are supposed to go. You are passing 3 parameters. Police people will catch you. That is called what error? Type error. Type error. Only 2 members are going. Helmet is not keeping. It is called value error. And don't tell this helmet error bike example in interviews. Just giving some awareness for you. Did you understand? So I hope this is clear. This is wrong number of values you are passing. It is called a type error. And the previous example is what? Value error. Come on to the point. Here, type error, zero division error. Previously called what? These exceptions you did already or already they developed it. Now let us go to the Python environment once. Go to py. S is equal to Python. I am saying S is equal to Python. I am saying print of S of 0. Print of S of 0. What is the value? P. Now I am passing print of -1. What is the value? N. I am passing -11. Is the PVM is able to see that index? No, immediately it gives exception. What is that exception? Index error. Please look at my dear students. What is this message? Technical error message. What is an exception, please? Is it exception you developed or already developed? Very good. Come on to the point of it. D of 10 colon Python, 10 colon Python, 20 colon Java, 20 colon Java, 30 colon data science, data science. This is my D. Print of D. See, my dear students, no problem. All of a sudden I am seeing D of 10. D of 10. Key you are passing. You will get the value of it. What is the value? Python. I am passing D of 100. Key is called 100. Do you have 100 there? No. What is that error? Key error. Anything you do mistake, exception class will come. Exception object is created. See that now? Key error. Key error. Are you getting? Key error. Now, something like I am using one variable. Something like I am using one variable. Some X I am using. X is not at all there. It is a name error. Name error. Are you following? Good. Now, like this, if I am going on using, lot of things are coming. A is equal to 2 plus 3j. A is equal to 2 plus 3j. A dot, real part. I am saying A dot real part. Actually, real. I supposed to write real. So it is giving 2.0. All of a sudden I am writing IMAG. I'll get imaginary part. I am writing imaginary. By forgetting I am writing imaginary. You will get error. What is that error? That is not an attribute in which object? Complex object. Like that, you just tell me what are the predefined exception classes. So many classes I said. All these things are what? Predefined exception classes. Module not found error. Already we have experienced it or not? So those things are known as what? Those things are known as what? So what are these things are called? Predefined exceptions. So predefined exceptions. So sit here. Right. So coming to the point back, these are all comes under predefined exceptions we can call. So come back to the students, types of exceptions in Python. Now I'm going to say in Python programming, very important coding ma. In Python programming, we have come on, two types of what? Right, students? Venkatesh, nothing happens much. Small power cable problem. It is solved now. So loose connection. So am I audible for everybody? So if anything happens, don't feel tension. You be there only, I am here only, it will come. Some small cable problems or something else will come. Right. Okay. Now shall we continue now? Is all of them are okay? Right. Dheeraj, yeah, you are giving very good example. Exception you are giving. Yeah. Is fully involved in my subject. So this is an external exception, it is called. All right. Oh, Ankit, 5 minutes waste. Okay. So sad. So I want to make you to meet once a Rosam. Yeah. Right. Shantosh, we'll come to that. All right. Right. No problem, ma. No problem here. We have some small cable problem. That's why. Right. Yes, ma. Harita. Yes, ma. Please come on to the point, all of you. I hope everybody is in the line. Now I'm going to continue. Look at students. In Python programming, we have two types of exceptions. We have two types of exceptions. They are, what is the first one? Predefined, also called as what? Built-in exceptions. Built-in exceptions. First one is, right? Second one is programmer. It's a very, very important programmer or user or custom defined exceptions. Custom defined exceptions. So this is two types of exceptions are there. What are the predefined exceptions? I just want to give some clarity here. So let us start with predefined exceptions. What exactly meaning of this? So these exceptions, I'm going to say, these exceptions are developed by language developers. That means some kind of people, and they are available in where? They are available in Python library. That is Python APIs. Python API is nothing but a collection of modules. You already know. Available in Python APIs, and they are always used for, and they are always, I'm writing, they are always used for dealing with what? Universal problems. The word is important here. Universal problems. What are the universal problems, sir? Some of the universal problems are, I'm going to give the clarity on this area. Some of the universal problems are, tell me what you observed in the class. Division by zero problem. What is that? Division by zero problems. Which type of class? Yes, very good. Zero division error. We should not give any space between those things, students. Zero division error. This is number one. Okay. Division by zero problem is called one problem. What we face it? You, yourself, myself, everybody else. Denominator is zero. We call it as which problem? Division by zero problems. That is called zero division error. Second point is what? Come on. Invalid number formats. That means you are converting an alphanumerical value into numerical value by using your typecasting functions. What is that exception will come? Value error. Which error? Value error. Dear students who are in the online, please carefully follow more, because exception handling is the most important. Next, number 3 is going to be invalid number formats, value error. Zero division error. Invalid number of values passing Invalid number of values passing. One value taking, but you are passing invalid number of values. 2, 3 values you are passing. Which type of error it is? Type error. Next is called what you know? Fourth, invalid indexes. Invalid indices. Indices. Nothing but what? Index error. Index error. Next is called what you know? Fifth one, invalid attributes. Invalid attributes used in the program. Used in program. Which type of error it is? Attribute error. Attribute error. Next, sixth, I'm going for what? Modules error. Modules, invalid modules importing. Invalid module names. Invalid module names importing. Importing. What error it is? Module not found error. Module not found error. Module not found error, etc. If I go on using, these are all comes under what? Universal problems. And these exceptions not only in Python, wherever you use Python code in the further in data science level, AI level, everywhere else this exception handling will be continued, which I am using throughout our entire course, this type of things. Well, next I am going to continue the next part of it. Predefined exceptions, I hope you are understanding. Are you able to understand, students? So predefined or built-in exceptions. These exceptions are developed by the language developers, available in Python APIs, and they're always used for dealing with universal problems. Some of the universal problems are like this. I hope you are following me. All right, come on to this. Now this is a programming part number 1 in our class. This is a programming part number 1. Programming number 2, programmer defined exceptions we are developing. That's a great. I'm using ATM case studies there. Programmer defined exceptions. Who will develop these exceptions? Let me just take one confirmation from online students. Up to predefined exceptions, is it clear, my dear students? Is it clear? Manikanta. Okay, ma. Once I will show you that. Is it clear, students? Please make it confirm, clear. Right. So you come to this place, students. Manikanta Swami, you see. A is equal to 2 plus 3j. A dot real part is coming. A dot imag 3.0 is coming. By mistake, you are assuming imaginary. A dot imaginary. Such a type of attribute is not there in the complex object. We call it as what? Attribute error. Complex object has no attribute on the name of what? Imaginary. That's why it is known as what? Yes. Yesterday only I told you. Valid input gives result. Invalid input gives exception. Sit properly. So valid input gives result. Invalid input gives result. Invalid input gives exception. That is only 2 things you remember in the mind. You can do good things. Is it valid input or invalid input? Is it valid representation or invalid representation? Invalid representation. Invalid representation is nothing but what? Attribute error here. So Manikanta Swami, is it clear for you? Right. So coming to the point of it. Pranav, you want to take J as an output? You keep your data very properly. See, my dear student, it depends on your thing. 2 plus 3j, 2 plus 3j. This is my data. This is my data. Print. Pranav, please be intelligent. Be supposed to be perfect in the logics. Next I am going to say it is called 2. What is coming? 3. Next is called 3. What is coming? J. Pranav, see, my dear student, I am getting J or not? Next I will get it as what? 1. I'll get plus. It all depends on your intelligence. Pranav, yes sir, got it. Is it difficult? Is it difficult, Pranav? Yes, Pavan Kalyan. Yes, that's true. Yes, true. Pavan Kalyan, very good. That is called J. Is it difficult? Not at all. Already we discussed. That idea is important. How do you get that idea? By practicing. Okay, na? Good. Let us go to that. Fine. Now you may ask a question, sir, you take A is equal to 2 plus 3j only, 2 plus 2.3 plus 4.5j, you take it. 4.5j you take it. It is not a string now. If I want that S is equal to what? STR of what? A. And S of what? Minus 1. S of minus 1. I'm getting that STR. Print that S first of all. Last bracket is coming. Last bracket is coming. You say what now here? Say minus 2. Minus 2 you say. I'm getting J or not? Yes, so happy. It's very simple, right? Good. So let us coming to the programmer defined exceptions. Simple students, these exceptions, this is a really a very greatest discussion, greatest programming I will tell you. These exceptions, come on ma, developed by whom? Python programmers. That means you people are developing this. Python programmers. These exceptions developed by Python programmers, and they are available in where? Python project. They are available in Python project. In the project they are available and used by come on, used by Python programmers, used by other Python programmers, that is called team members, I can say. And they are always used for dealing with what problems? Always used for dealing with which problems? Common problems. Dealing with what problems? Common problems. This is the what problems here? Universal problems. What about these problems are universal? Whether you are getting or I am getting, universal. Everybody will get it. Okay. In our project, some problems are there which is used only to ourselves only, not used by other project members. Only our people can use it. That is a common problems we are taking. What are the common problems? Let me give some examples here. Some of the common problems are, I am going to give you the clarity on this. A. You see number 1, I will write it. Attempting to enter invalid pin in ATM applications, for example, or in anywhere else. Invalid pin I am saying. Invalid pin is nothing but valid or invalid. Invalid pin means wrong pin. Wrong pin means what? Exception. Exception means what to create? Object. If you don't answer, I can't do anything. Already over yesterday. Invalid input gives exception, makes PVM to create an object of exception class and generates what? Technical error message. Already that stage is crossed. That stage is crossed. Attempting to enter. I am writing attempting to enter invalid pin. Invalid pin will give you what? Exception. Exception means what to create? Object. Object of one exception class. Is that exception class available in the Python API? No. So we need to develop that. That's why it is known as what? Programmer defined or custom defined exception. Are you getting? If something is not there in the Python API, I will develop by myself. That's why it is defined as what? Programmer or custom defined exceptions we can call. Did you understand? Come on to the point back. I'm going to give you the next stage. Second stage I'm going to give. So I will develop and I'll show you. I'm having a second programming style is this only. First I will deal with what? Programmer defined exception, predefined. Later I will go for, there I am developing completely new concept. ATM application I will develop it. Yeah, come on to the next part, next stage. Attempting to enter invalid username or password. Attempting to enter invalid username or what? Password. What is that? Invalid username password is called what? Why you are taking such a long time? Exception. Anything invalid, exception. Anything valid, result. Two things I told already in the class. If you delay, if you don't understand, I can't do anything. Invalid inputs are exceptions. Exception means what to create? Object. To create an object, what is required? Exception class is required. Such exception class is not there in which place? Python APIs. So we need to develop such a type of exception is known as what? Yes, I will develop it. I will develop it and I will show you. Next, attempting to withdraw. I am writing attempting to withdraw more amount than available balance. Than what? Available balance. Than available balance. I am going to take it than available balance. Attempting to withdraw more amount than available balance. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid input. You have 10,000 in your account. You are trying to withdraw 20,000. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid means exception. To create object need, such a class is not there in predefined. That's why we will develop our own exception. That's why they are known as what? Programmer defined exception. Like that, we are going on taking such a type of universal problems. Attempting to represent, I'm going to say represent invalid pattern in your mobile, for example. You are supposed to draw one pattern that you drawing invalid pattern. It is called exception. Exception means object to create. Exception class is required. Such a class is not there in Python API. So immediately we need to develop that class or not. Such a type of things are known as what? Programmer defined exceptions we can call. So this is called programming number, area number 2 we can call. This is what area number 2. Two types of programming. One, first I will deal with which exceptions. Later I will go for what? Right. Final stage, both predefined plus programmer defined combined together, I will use it in my case study. Okay, now? So first I will deal with what now? Predefined exceptions. I'll go for it. How many types of exceptions are there in Python? One is predefined exceptions, programmer defined exception. I hope both of them are clear for you. Okay. Now I am going to enter into handling the exceptions. What I'm going to enter? Handling the exceptions. Very good. Now I'm going to, I hope students in the online, is these two concepts are clear? Is this topic is clear? Types of exceptions? Right. Come on to the point back. These type of things are clear for you. Now I'm going to talk about, another type of area. Very slowly, I'm coming to the programming. Handling the exceptions. Handling the exceptions in Python. How to handle the exceptions in Python? I'm going to explain here. Very carefully try to understand, my dear students. Very easy. Look at. Let's start with something like this. What do you mean by handling the exception? Come on, students. Converting technical error messages into exceptions means what? Technical error messages. When exception occurs, technical error message will come. By creating an object internally, technical error message will come. Where I said this point? I said here, when an exception occurs in the Python program, internally 3 steps takes place automatically. PVM stops the program execution abnormally. PVM comes out of the program flow, and PVM generates what? PVM generates by default. Which message? Yes. Such a type of things. To do this ABC steps, PVM creates an object of appropriate exception class. In simple word, when an exception occurs in Python program, PVM creates an object of appropriate exception class and by default generates which message? Well, now come back to this area. Come back to this area of discussion now. I'm going to enter into this area. Handling the exceptions in Python is nothing but converting the technical error messages into, there is nothing but exception handling it. So I'm writing here, I'm writing the point back, very easy. Now I'm going to give you very beautiful syntax I'm going to explain. Handling the exceptions in Python is nothing but, converting converting which messages? Technical error messages, technical error messages, technical error messages into user friendly error messages, user friendly error messages, error messages. So to do this process, do this process, handling the exceptions in Python is nothing but converting technical error messages into what? User friendly error messages. How to do this? Now I'm saying to do this process, to do this process, which process? Converting technical error messages into user friendly error messages. In Python programming, we have 5 keywords. We have 5 keywords. 5 keywords. They are, I'm going to give. What is the first one? I'm going to take it. First one is try. First one is try. Second one is accept. Second one is accept. And the third one is next is called else. And the fourth one is finally. Finally. The fourth one is finally. And the fifth one is rise. How many keywords are there? 5. Just to spell out once. Try, accept, else, finally, rise. Simple. Once again, say the keywords. Try, accept, else, right. Wherever you face an interview, compulsory question explain about try. What is the use of try? Compulsory question. What is the use of accept? What are the rules of accept? How to use it in the program? We are going to discuss all these things in detailed format. And I am writing moreover, here I am writing syntax for, what is this? Handling the exceptions. Syntax for handling the exceptions. I am going to talk. Syntax for handling the exceptions. Once again, I am requesting to everybody, handling the exceptions are nothing but what? Converting technical error messages into user friendly error message is called what? Handling the exceptions. Right? So before writing that syntax, I would like to show one small program. Shall we see? Yeah. So these keywords, importance to understand the importance of these keywords, I have to explain some example. That example makes you to understand why we go for these kind of keywords. So all the keywords must be in small in letters. All the keywords must be in small letters, but not in capital letters. Ajay Kumar, not capital letters. They are called what? Small letters. Right. Ajay Kumar, don't cry, ma. Don't cry. Right. Write in small letters and send once again. Write in small letters and send once again. Right. So, because I have to correct then and there. When you commit a mistake there, again crying. Don't cry. I am here now. And now not laughing, he is crying. Laughing and crying, both. And like a small kid is crying. Okay? You are feeling he is crying. I am feeling that he is, you are laughing. I am feeling that he is crying. Right. Right. Okay, don't cry, all of you. Right. Coming to the point of it. Next. So you don't observe their chat window. Please concentrate on subject. Right. Online students are very pampered students. They will say some messages like that. Like that. Okay. Pranav. Okay, let it be. No problem. So let us concentrate, all of you. Now, Ajay Kumar, write in small letters and send once again. I am waiting for your answer. Ajay Kumar. Send in small letters, everything. Now I will continue my session. You will type it and send it. I know. You will definitely type it and send. With a smiling face, you will send. Okay. Right. Okay. Dheeraj. Very good. Now I will continue. You will send it, I know. Now I'll go for a simple program to understand the syntax of this. So let us go to the next discussion. One small program I am taking. What is the program now I am taking? program for, watch it now students, program for calculating division of two numbers, division of two numbers by accepting two values from keyboard, Now how I can do it? Look at students, a is equal to or s1 is equal to, carefully I'm writing an elaborated code, right? Ajay Kumar, very good, keep it up Ajay Kumar. So input of, now I'm saying, now all of you seriously listen the class. Input of, enter first value, okay. So which is of what type by default? Come on, str type. Very good. Next I will take one more value also, get it back. Enter second value. I'm getting enter second value. I'm taking s2. S1 is equal to input of enter first value. S2 is equal to input of enter second value. Yes, good. What type they are? String type. S3 is equal to, can I do S1 by S2? Not possible. It is a wrongly format. It is a wrongly arguments. Division operator can be applied between integers. You are applying between strings. It is called a type problem. Which problem? Type problem. Valid int types, no problem. Float types, no problem. String type means type problem. So type error will come. Just observe it. It is also an exception error. If you fully immense in the exceptions, now you can write a beautiful programs. So first one is no problem. In second and third, no problem. Third one, when you come, this problem started. What is the problem started there? Type error came. String by string is not possible. Taking there, what is the div1.py? div1.py. Save this code. I will go to my place and I will do it. So exceptions, div1.py. Coming to the point of it, exit this and coming to this, exit off, coming to this area, again you start py, this div1, enter the first value 10, enter the second value 2. Which error we got it, ma? Type error, because the slash is applied between what? str. It is a wrongly typed values, you are doing division, you got an error of like that. So keep in mind that, so I should not do this operation. What should I do? Convert that strings into integers or not? Yes, students. I say a is equal to int of s1, b is equal to int of s2. Carefully listen this program. Once you understand this code in detail, exceptions is very easy. C is equal to what? A by b. And the next I will say, what is that, man? Value of a is equal to comma a. Value of b, value of a comma. I say value of b. Value of b is equal to b, I am saying. And next I am saying that print div, I am saying div is equal to comma what? C, I am saying. So please, my dear students, please observe this now. div1.py. So save this code. Fine. You see this, Pranav. I can write it, ma. Look at that. Why I said you just try to understand. Coming to this point. Enter value. I am taking 10. Enter 2. Now observe it. In this input, in line number 3, there is no such problem, no input problem. I got the value called 10 and 2. Those 10 and 2 I am converting into integers successfully. No problem in 3 and 4. No problem in 4, 5 and 6. No problem in 7 also. Successfully calculated. And getting the result also no problem. Successfully executing my program or not. So because of which input? Valid input, successful result came. Now observe, this is called running number 1. First running number 1. Running number 2. Second time I am running. First one you shown me. Second time I am asking you. Enter the value called 10. Enter the second value called 0. Pranav, take care, ma. Here what is happening? Line number 3 and 4 reading the value in the form of str. I am converting into which type? Integer, and it is 10 by 0. When the PVM comes to line number, when the PVM comes to line number 7, when the PVM comes to line number 7, what will happen? Come on, what will happen? I got it. What happens? Exception came. So this is called invalid input. This is called invalid input. This is invalid input. Invalid inputs gives what? Exception. Exception means what? Object to create. Which object is created by PVM? Zero division error. It is jumping out of it and giving which message by default? Technical error message. See that? Technical error message. Please, my dear students, trace back this entire thing. Line number 7 you see. Line number 7 place only. Line number 7 place. Jumping out of it. Giving which message? Zero division error. Which message it is? Which message? Technical error message or not? Such a technical error message need to convert into what? That's why I need this syntax. I need these keywords where they can convert what? Technical error messages into what? That's why I'm going for syntax for handling the exception. Okay. Now understand, my dear students, this line number 7 is a statement generating exception or not? Line number 7, I am recognizing, and we are learning from today onwards. It is a new habit for you, new good practice. It's the standard of coding. Whenever there is an exception is occurring, you have to remember that statement. Because of this statement, there is a possibility of getting the so and so exception. Simple, ma, X by Y. People will ask you, which type of exception possibility is there to occur there? Division by 0 possibility is there. Why? If denominator is 0, which exception possibility is there? 0 division error exception occurrence possibility is there. So it is known as which statement? Exception occurrence is possible there. It is known as what? Exception generated statement. Spell out once. Exception generated statement. Okay. Now let me move forward. First time I was executed, successful input, successful output, I got it. Next is called what? Invalid input, I got it. Exception, I got it. That to which message? Yes. Now we will enter very shortly. Because of this syntax, I will enter. Because of this syntax, I will enter. What is the syntax? I am going to convert. Which messages? Technical error messages I am going to convert into which messages? By using these keywords. Very shortly I will write the syntax. Let me recognize. Next, execute one more time. See, my dear students, execute one more time. Enter the first value. Enter the first value. I will enter 12. I will enter 12. Enter the second value. I am entering KVR. Pranav, take care, ma. Take care. Pranav, please don't go beyond your beyond the subject. You are going your own direction. You will get a problem. You will get a problem. Listen me. You are going your own direction. Please listen. Yeah. So 12 and what? KVR. Go to that place. Go to that place. Now, once you are going to this place, S1 is what? 10 and S2 is what? KVR is entered. No problem in line number 3 and 4. Line number 5, 10 is converted into what type? Integer. But line number 6, PVM cannot convert what? String data into. So line number 6 also exception statement or not? Please see that. Please look at, press enter key. Line number 6, please look at. I am able to. This is called which error? Yes, beautiful. This is called which statement? Exception generated statement or not? Exception generated statement. When this exception is going to occur, this is what is called forecasting knowledge. When I am converting string value into integer, definitely that string is a numeric string. Other than numeric string is coming, you will get a value error. I told in the conversions only. Only integer strings can be converted. Float strings cannot be converted. Complex strings cannot be converted. Bool strings cannot be converted. Pure strings cannot be converted. Did I explain? Did you remember that? The biggest explanation I gave. So this is also part of an exception generated statement. Okay. Let us execute again, students. Let us execute again. Execute div1. I am saying something like a Python I am saying something like 2. What happens? Line number 1 is Python reading. Line number 2 is reading. No problem in 3 and 4. Line number 5, you think exception is coming because Python word cannot be converted to numerical. See that, press enter key. I got line number 5, exception is coming. What is that exception? See, my dear students, first time I was successful, second time unsuccessful, third time unsuccessful, fourth time also unsuccessful. Out of 4 times, how many times I am successful? 1 time successful, rest of the 3 times unsuccessful. To make it successful, definitely those keywords I have to use it. What way 3, second, third, fourth successful? When second time is coming, you should say don't enter 0 for denominator. You are successful to give the messages to the end user. Third time also, don't enter alphanumerics or strings or symbols for a numerical value. That time also your program is successful in giving the messages to what? End user. Fourth time also you are giving the same message. Don't enter alphanumerics, strings, symbols to the numerics. Fourth time also you are successful. Let us come back to this place. Now I am going to give the clarity. So this is also called which statement? This is also called which statement? Exception generated statement. Look at, my dear students. In my program, how many statements are generating exceptions? The 2 main statements they are. Conversion statements and calculation statements. And the reading data is concerned and displaying the data is just depending on the statements only. Are you following me? So this program, when I executed 4 times, 1 time only successful, rest of the 3 times unsuccessful. Total program is successful or unsuccessful? Unsuccessful. To make it as a successful in all the cases by handling the exception, definitely I must learn this type of exception handling code. Right, my dear students? Pranav, you are asking, generally this is a doubt. Sir, break statement. Break statement also stops the program execution. But when you say break, it will execute other statements, na? Am I correct? Whenever I enter a pin number wrong, it is saying pin number is wrong, but it is asking next statements. Please enter the amount to withdraw. Break is completely different from exception handling. Exception handling says what? Abnormal termination. Did you understand, Pranav? Yes. Break is for what? Come out of the loop and execute other statements. Exception means totally comes out of it. Say completely kill that process and show the message. Ask him to rerun the code once again. But break is not like that. Very carefully need to understand. So let us go to the next part. It is right. Go to this place. Here I am going to enter into different type of things. I got it. Now I am going to write the syntax. Shall we write the syntax, students? Right. Come on to this point. Try. I am saying that try. A very elaborated description I will give you. Try is a keyword. There I am writing indentation. From now on, a keyword writing the colon is called block, we can call. It is a keyword actually. They used a keyword along with that colon symbol they used, indentation symbol, you know. It is called block. Spell out once. Block. Block. If condition, that is conditionals. Next is what? Functions indentation. That is called functions. Now it is called what? Blocks. Indentation symbol where we can use conditionals, I can use loops, I can use functions, I can use, and I can use at which level? Block level also we can use. Understand, students? Right. Once indentation is there, definitely we will maintain how many spaces? 4 spaces. You know, that is 1 tab space I can maintain. Here, my dear students, why this try block is required? Try is the block in which I will write the block of statements generating exceptions. Let me fill up that. Block of statements generating, I can say, generating exceptions. Block of statements generating exceptions. What are all the statements are generating exceptions from now onwards? Right under which block? Try block. Sir, what happens if I don't write under try block? Please look at our example once. These are the statements I did not write under where? Try block. What is happening when I write within the try block, without try block? With try, without try. By default is without try. When something happens invalid input, it is all over coming out of which one? Program flow and gives which message? Technical error message. That we want to prevent today. Whenever I write the exception generated statements within the try block, do you know what is happening? Your PVM will not go out of the program flow. Just it will come out of the try block, and it is giving an opportunity to the programmer to generate which message? User-friendly error message. Without try, no control over the PVM. It goes out of it and gives which message? Technical error message. When I write the exception generated statements within the try block, what will happen? It gives an opportunity to generate what? And moreover, try block will not allow the PVM to go out of the program flow. Yes, please wait. I will write the code and I will show you. Let me finish. What are all the statements are generating exception? Right under where? Right under where? Try block. Understand, students? Immediately, when the exceptions are occurring from now onwards, those statements must be written in where? Right. Next, once the exception occurs in try block, PVM comes out of which block? Try block. Is it leaving the program? No, it just comes out of. Now I am writing which block? Except block. In the except block, what I am writing? Exception class name I am writing. Exception class name I am writing. Class name 1. I am writing exception class name 1. Just I am writing this angular bracket. But that means you need to write in that place name of the exception class. Indentation symbol. Sir, what is this exception class name? You already understand in my program which exceptions are occurring. You know that or not? Which exceptions you got it in my program, my dear students? One is called what? One more is called which error? So in my program called div1.py, when I run normally, I come across two types of exceptions or not? Which exceptions? Zero division error, value error. Don't ask me, sir, how can I know the name of the exceptions? When I run my program plainly, normally, without any knowledge, I got the exception names. That is more than enough to write here. Exception class name 1. Whenever I write the exception class name 1, when the PVM is coming out of this try block, it will first look into which block? The exception class name what you have written, the exception class name PVM knows if they are equal, PVM will execute which block of statements? Except block of statements I am writing. My dear students, you tell me inside of this except block, what I am going to write it? Block of statements. What is that? Block of statements. Block of statements. Come on. Generates which messages? User-friendly error messages. User-friendly error messages. User-friendly error messages. Tell me again quickly. What is the try block is meant for? Exception monitoring block it is called. What are all the exceptions are there? Write those statements in which block? Try block. If any exception occurs in try block, what is happening? PVM will go out of the program. PVM will come out of the try block. Looking for which block? Except block. In the except block, what are you writing? Class name. PVM already know the name of the exception or not? Because it was already predefined. If it is the programmer defined, you may ask, I will tell you how to write the programmer defined. Okay. If it is the predefined exception, comes out of the try block, looking for except block. The exception class what you have written is matching with the PVM related exception. It is executing this message. It will execute user-friendly error message. By suppressing which message? Technical error message. So except block is converting technical error message into what? In other words, except block is suppressing the technical error message and highlighting which message? Yes. Now, in my block of statements, I will have not only one exception, I have two exceptions, three exceptions, four exceptions. For each exception, I need to give an user-friendly error message or not. Such a type of user-friendly error message I'm writing. Once again, I'm going to give you here. Exception class name 2. If I have three exceptions, three exception block. That is the actual standard of coding. I will tell you varieties of except blocks. I will tell you, my dear student, 5 varieties of except blocks are there. There are 5 varieties of except blocks. I'll explain after my syntax is completely over with the program. I will tell you in tomorrow's session only various forms of except blocks. How people tell in normal level of coaching, what is the drawback of it, how we use in real time. I am going to give the standard syntax first. Later I will tell you the ways and means of various forms of except blocks. I will tell you 5 forms. Like import statement, you see, totally 7 syntaxes I set. Right? Like that, various forms of except blocks also I set. Okay, like this, I will write it, my dear students. Please look into that. I will write it here. I will write it here. I am writing here various blocks. Like this, I am writing. Like this, I am writing. Another except block, exception class name n. Up to this, for a few minutes, you observe. Immediately, I will write the code so that you will understand how this flow is. Please see the indentation once. Once you see the indentation, my dear students, try except. These are all called block or not? Try block, except block, you are getting it. Are you okay, students? Students in the online, did you understand this behavioral part of the syntax? Right. Right. Yes, ma. Kumar Babu. I will show you that, ma. Wait for 1 minute. You wait. I will show you that. Right. Let me go to the syntax part, execution part of it. What is my program here? div1.py. Is it with try or without try now? Without try. Today I am writing same code I am writing. Same code I am writing. Please look into that carefully. Look at here. div2.what? py. You only tell me which program is stronger. I say, whatever the statements are there, I will write it in which block from today? Try. It is like a robustness providing to your program. Inside of it, what are you writing? Those block of statements. What are those block of statements, my dear students? I will bring everything. I'll bring everything. See, I wrote it, indentation. Because there are 3 statements are there generating exceptions. Those are the 3 main statements. And below statements also depends on the 3 crossed statements or not. Okay, tell me, after that, I am writing. Only try block writing is not possible. You tried what also? Tell me, except. I don't know exceptions. Do you know exceptions? Because of line number 8, which exception will come? 0 division error. Because of line number 6 and 7, which exception will come? Beautiful, value error. More than enough. In my program, I come to know name of the exceptions. I will happily write, come on, what is this now? 0. See how I am writing? 0 division error, red in color. Exception class. We should not write 0 space division space error. Python cannot recognize such type of things. Spaces are not allowed within the variables. We already discussed. Everything is there as a part of our notes, my dear students. 0 division error. Okay, indentation. I'm saying, my dear students, here, \n, I'm writing, don't enter 0 for what? Denominator. Don't enter 0 for denominator. For example, I wrote that only. I did not write value error because I don't have knowledge, for example. Assume that. Now let us start. Execute. Understand first of all. Start this code. Save this code div2. I will write much information on this area, please. div2. Enter the first value 10. Enter the second value, first value, second value 2. Tell me, before pressing enter key, line number PVM enters into which block? PVM enters into which block? Any problem in 4th line, 5th line, 6th line, 7th line, 8th line, 9th line, 10th line, 11th line, no problem at all. Completely try block is executing because you entered which input? Output is coming. Is the except block is executing? Come on. Is the except block is executing? No. See the answer once. There is no tension at all. Result is successfully coming. Okay, sir. Now second time I am running 10 and what? 0. Okay, sir. Go. PVM enters into which block? Try. S1 and S2. No problem. 3 and 4 also, 6 and 7 also no problem. And what is this? 10 by 0. 10 by 0 is nothing but what? Exception. Exception is nothing but what? Exception is nothing but what? Object will create. Which object will create? Zero division error. PVM comes out of which one? See students, try block. Come out of the try block. From 8th line only it comes out of the try block. Looking for which block? What is the exception name you have written? What is the PVM name of the exception? Is it equal or not? Yes, it is like a match case. It is like a match case. It is following or not? And what is the message is coming now? PVM gives which message? Earlier I got which message? A technical error message I got it or not? Yes, my dear students. Press enter key. Don't enter 0 for denominator. You execute my first program, my dear students. div1.java, div1.py. See, 10 and 0 you enter. 10 and 0 you enter. See the result, I got it. What is this difference between this? This message you see, this message you see. Second message is called a technical error message. Programmers will feel much complex to understand and programmers will feel much easy. End user will feel much easy and they understand their mistake. If you give like this, they feel that they did not develop the program properly. Did you understand? Which program is strong? div2 is strong or div1 is strong? div2 is strong. Sudarshan, don't go to much mathematical knowledge, ma. Please don't go to your place. He is asking 0 and 1. 0 and 1 is asking. Such a smaller things are very, very easy. Anything by 0 is called exception. 0 by anything is called 0. Such a small things also, if you are asking doubt, means it's very difficult, ma. Difficult. Anything by 0 is called exception. 0 by anything is called 0 only. Suppose if I don't clarify, you will feel. Right. Everything is strong in Python. Pranav. Very good. Come on, go. div2. Now I am entering what? 10. Now I am entering KVR. Now I am entering KVR. Go to the program. In div2, PVM enters into which block? Any problem in 4? Any problem in 5? Any problem in 6? Any problem in 7? Yeah, no. Everything no means go to home there. This is called what? Line number 7. KVR cannot be converted into what type? So PVM got what? Exception. Exception means what? Object of value error created. Object of value error comes out of program or try block. Try block. Comes out of try block. Looking for what? Yes, once it comes out of try block, it looks for except block. Yes, what is the exception you have written? What is the exception PVM has? Is it matching? No. Then PVM goes to the next except block. It won't execute the statements because not matching, na. It goes to the next except block. Do you have next except block? Since no except block, it will go out of the program flow. It will go out of the program flow and gives which message? Beautiful. See that? Technical error message, got it. Did you understand? So would you like to use a technical error message? No. I want to generate. So I should write once again. Excellent. Except block. See my syntax. Except block 1, except block 2, multiple except blocks I should write it, my dear students. Come on, ma. Write it. Come on. Except, what is the block name? Come on, students. value error. See that how I am writing value error. How I am writing capital letter V, E capital letter, no space between them. Come on, ma. Print of backslash n. Okay, tell me. Don't enter what? STRs, symbols and what? Alphanumeric strings. Alphanumeric strings. Okay. Don't enter anything other than numericals. Excellent, Manikanta Swami. Very good. So done. Very good. Shall I start the execution now? Save it. Come on, start. Enter the value 10. Enter the value 10. Enter the value Python. Now I am saying, come on quickly. Come on quickly. Go to that. No problem. PVM enters into try block. No problem. S1 and S2. No problem. A and A also no problem. Sixth one. In this place, exception is occurring. PVM got which exception? Value error. It jump out of the try block and looking for first except block. It is not matching. Next coming to what? Next except block. It is called what? Matching. It gives you this message. Understand, students? Yes, execute. Don't enter STRs, symbols, alphanumerics. Once again, you see 4xyz, 4xyz, and say 45. Come on, quickly go. S1 no problem, S2 no problem. In A, 4xyz cannot be converted into what? Numeric. Value error came, comes out of the except try block, not matching, and next going to this except block is matching. What are the messages coming? Yes, don't enter. This value is coming. Did you understand? Once again, you say 10 and then next dollar, you hash symbol, you enter hash. You got it? See, don't enter the symbols. Now you execute now. Enter 10 and 0. Enter 10 and something like, 12 point ABC. See that. What messages we got it? User friendly. You go to div1, my dear students, div1, 10 and 0, technical error message. You say 10 and 2.3 ABC, you got technical error message. Which program is strong? div2 is a strong. div1 is a weak program. Are you okay? Is it understandable? So what are you understanding with this? So, right. So, Pranav, right. Thank you, Pravan. Thank you, Pranav. So here, S1 and S2 and integer conversion and except block we wrote. And my dear students, here, which blocks I wrote it? Try block I wrote it. And immediately, which block I wrote it? So to handle the exception, what are the minimum blocks required? Come on. Try and. So, Pranav, what is that much? 0 and KVR want me to enter. Okay. Enter div2 0 and KVR. Anything by 0 is called what? No. Anything by 0 means what is that anything? String. So converting. Here 0 is okay. KVR is unable to convert. It is not 0. It is an exception. Coming to where? Value error. See that don't enter STRs or something. Okay, Pranav? Pranav Rathod. Yes. Coming to the point of it. Got it. Now I am going to say, my dear students. Now I am going to say, what is that? Instead of, don't enter 0 for denominator. Denominator only, correct only. So, Soundarya. Right? Two pronouns are there. Okay. So, two pronouns are there now. Yeah. So, Pranav Rathod and one more simply Pranav is there. Right? Thank you. So, let us move to the further discussion now. Here, I wrote try if I write except block compulsory to write it. Now, I am adding slowly else block I am writing. Else. Else block, go to the syntax. Go to the syntax. I am writing here, else block I am writing when there is no exception occurs. When there is no exception occurs, which block will execute? else block will execute. So in else block, what are you doing? When exceptions are not there, else block will execute. Think with intelligence. When no exception is coming, which block is executing? Else block. So when no exception is occurring, else block executing means in else block, what are you writing? What are you writing? Intelligence, this is. Exceptions are not occurring. Which block is executing? Else. In else, what you will write? Result. Result I will display. Exception is not coming. What is ready? Result. Where is that result is recommended to display? Else block. Here result is displayed in where? Result is displayed inside the try block only. But today I am writing, I will cut this part. I will cut this part. I will write it in where? Else block. See, my dear students, I'll write it for your understanding. Which block it is? Come on, ma. Which block it is? Else block. Okay. Okay. Now start again discussion. Enter. Start this example. So 10 and then 2. Which block came? Else block. Now see that 10 and 0. What is occurring? What is occurring, guys? Line number 8, exception occurring or not? Occurring means coming to which block? So what is coming? That time which block will not execute? When exception occurs, except block will execute, else block will not execute. When exception is not occurring, which block will execute? Yeah, else block. Which block will not execute? Except block. Again, when exception occurring, else block will except block will execute. Which block will not execute? When no exception occurs, else block will execute, but no except block will execute. Okay, start once again. What is coming? Don't enter 0 for denominator. Which block is not coming? Yes, come on to the point. 120 you say. Else block is coming or not? Clear? Go. Next, I wrote it. In the syntax part, if you come, here I will write it. Which statements I must write, my dear students? Block of statements recommended to generate. Recommended to generate what? Results. Recommended. Why I am saying, if you like it to generate inside a try only, but keep it in where? Else. Separate compartments for separate operations. Try block is for what purpose? Exception monitoring purpose. Don't make it to generate what? Results. Results block compartment separate. Where is the result compartment? Else. Where is the result monitoring compartment? Try. Where is the exception processing? Except. Where is the result processing? Else. Okay, na? Right. During this programming aspect, during this except block, during this else block, to get this result, to get the exception, some sort of memory was there or not? Some sort of memory was consumed it. Some sort of resources has achieved it. I want to clean it off. I want to clean it off. I want to give up my resources. I want to deallocate my resources. I want to hand over to my operating system. For that, one block is there, which will execute in all the times. That is called a finally block. That is called which block? Yes. See, students, I will explain. Don't worry about finally block. I will tell you only one sentence. Block of statements executed by PVM. Block of statements executed by PVM compulsorily that statements will execute compulsorily. So I will write it. Compulsorily that statements will execute. Finally block will execute compulsorily. Why do you write the finally block? I will explain. And writing else block and finally block are not mandatory. They are optional. That's now I said you na. If you are interested to display the results in try block, you can happily write. But recommended to write what? Else block. Are you understanding my point? And what is the finally block is doing? Once my program results are over, whatever the resources are allocated to my program, I want to give it back to OS. For efficiency of the programming point, I have to take care. That's why I will write what block? Related to finally block, don't worry. Finally block will execute compulsorily, irrespective of exception occurring or not occurring. Finally block will execute compulsorily, irrespective of exception occurring or not occurring. Did you understand? So let me write a finally block here also. I will just write it, my dear students. Yeah, finally. See the indentation, all of you, ma? Print of I am from \n. Just I am writing. I am from finally block. I am from finally block. Okay. Just watch it. Now I am asking a question. div2.py 120. Tell me which blocks will execute. Carefully tell me. Try block will execute. Next else block. Next finally block. See that? See, my dear students, else block. Next what? Finally block. Where is the try block, sir? You did not show. Try block is automatically coming or not? Where, ma? I will take it here only. Print of what is this? \n. I am in which block? Try block. Okay, students. I'll say \n here. Just I'm showing the flow. Other than that, nothing is there, ma. I am in try block. Enter the first value 100 and 20. What is coming? Else block and which block? Which block is not there? Okay, since why except block is not coming? No exception. Okay, students. 10. See, I am entering inside the try block or not? Come on, ma. Okay, next you entering what value? 0. Which blocks will execute now? Try block already you are in. Next which block? And finally block. Please see. Don't enter 0 for denominator except block. I am in which block? Finally block. Finally block will execute compulsorily, irrespective of exception occurring or not. One more. See that what? 10 KVR I entered. See that it is entering. Don't enter STRs or something. I am from finally block. Writing finally block are optional. Optional. You may ask a question, sir, when to write, when to not to write. That is in my next class. I will give the points of try. I will give the points of except, else, various forms of except block. I will explain in next class. Tomorrow's class I will explain. Is today's class is clear? Is the today's class syntax is clear? Yes. Syntax of this class is clear. Very good. Nice. So, very good. So, handling exceptions in Python. Right. Yes, ma. Kumar Babu. Please put your question, ma. I am seeing now only. Please put your question, Kumar Babu. Pooja. I am in finally block. We want other statement in the program. Yes, you can write, ma. Pooja, you can write other statements after the finally block. No problem. You can write other statements in the program. No problem. Pooja. You can write it. So, Kumar Babu. Put your question quickly. So, sir, entering the integer values, sir, we are entering, okay, the integer values. Then the use of 5th and 6th lines use means what it means. We are entering integer values 5 and 6 lines. We are entering integer values 5 and 6 lines. Kumar Babu, you did not practice the programs, ma. First of all, Kumar Babu, you did not practice the programs because what type of values by default comes? He is entering 5 and 6. He is feeling that they are integers, but internally they are which type? Where I said this point, beginning stage only. So he did not practice. That is the main point. So, are you following? Kumar Babu, are you understanding this? So, this already I explained in the last previous sessions only. So, if you prepare well, you will not get a single doubt. I hope you are understanding. Right? That only, Shiva, that only I said. This is C. I already said in the class, don't ask this question. That question you are asking again. Which question? How to handle other exceptions if you don't know the exception names? If you run the program without try and except, exception is coming by default now. That itself is nothing but a name of the exception. I said that only, don't ask this question. I know you will get this doubt. I said, when you are running the program, by default exceptions are showing or not. Such exceptions we are handling. Okay. So, see, who is this? Shiva. If your doubt more clearly ask, actually by this time you have to understand. Still anything is there, in the next class you will understand it. Right. Right. So coming to the point of it, next class we are going to see the explanation for these kind of keywords. Try, except, else, and finally rise kind of keywords explanation. I will give it in the next class, and it will be continued, and I will go for the explanation, and various forms of except blocks I will explain. Okay. Thank you. So Sahiti, please put your question, ma. Sahiti, put your question, ma. I'm there to see your question now. Put your question, please. Sahit, I'm waiting for your question. Okay. How to create new file in phone to practice modules? Sahiti, please don't practice in mobile, ma. Please don't practice in mobile. I already told you, don't use online linkers, online these things, because when you go to MNCs, such things are not possible. Please follow what? Your own laptops or your desktops. So don't use online linkers and all those things. That's not good. Follow your things. Okay, Sahiti? Right. So, Pranav, practice makes man's perfect. Good. So I'll stop my class, and tomorrow class, I'll continue this syntaxes. Okay, students, good day. All the best.